AlkenStar. The city-state of AlkenStar, pronounced AlkenStar, has gained an unexpected level of power despite its tiny size through the invention of firearms, a necessity for survival in the harsh magic dead region known as the Mana Wastes. Welcome to Pathfinder's 3-book adventure path, levels 1 to 10, The Outlaws of AlkenStar, our All Guns, No Glory podcast. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Mongers Podcast Network presents a Dicewise Entertainment production, the All Guns, No Glory podcast. I am your host, narrator, editor, producer, and Dungeon Master, Game Master, GM Jeff Ball. Hi, welcome. Thank you for listening. If this is your very first experience with a podcast, don't listen to us. We don't know what we're doing. No. Well, we know a little bit of doing. We have lots of shows. Check us out at www.rollmongers.com. We have live shows on Twitch at GM's Cut. We have a podcast version of all of our material. And now we have vodcast live video versions using Fantasy Grounds, one of our sponsors, on our YouTube page at Rollmongers Podcast Network. We have a little something for every type of viewer and every type of listener. And we hope you stay with us for this interesting Wild West meets steampunk, barren wasteland, Red Rock, Grand Canyon adventure, where guns are finally introduced to a tabletop RPG, and a city tries to cash in on the fact that they know how to make them and everybody wants them. So, first off, I would like to introduce the cast, but I'm just going to jump right in, and we're going to say that the scene comes down an AlkenStar city. The city itself is cut in half by the Oyster River. The rich are on Skyside, as the buildings are the only ones tall enough to pierce the forever-laden smog from industry that dwells upon this tiny little city. The poor? No. The slums? No. The industrial side that never sleeps, smoke side, aptly named from said smog, that runs 24/7, is on the magical dead zone side of the city. Outside the city, the Alken Falls fall right over the cliffs to 2 small vassal states that are also part of AlkenStar. One of note, some ingenious engineering. The God's Bridge, leading to one of the ancient dwarven sky citadels called Dungan Hold, where firearms were first invented, and the people of AlkenStar, as they built this city, took the advantage of the dwarves that once closed their doors, sick of the hundreds and hundreds year-long war. 2 neighboring countries ran by very powerful magic users, Nex, which AlkenStar technically, under the Grand Duchess, is a vassal state of, and Geb, a powerful, powerful necromancer. Their war raged for hundreds of years and created the mutant-laden, magically unstable Mana Wastes that separate both countries like a no man's land. And on the edge of it, here, is AlkenStar. The dwarves closed their doors and set off an anti-magic field event, which still lingers on half the city today. Now, to take a moment, the Pathfinder wiki talks about how this is a complete magic dead zone, and our adventure, Outlaws in AlkenStar, talks about how you can waive this rule and people are happy to play magic users. We decided to honor the writers, as it were, and take a little bit of both. So you will find that people can still come to Smokeside and hide from magical scrying because the School of Divination doesn't work. A nod to why Dungan Hole dwarves set up an anti-magic field to defend them from two powerful magic-using nations. Necromancy and evocation schools also do not work. And I'm not guaranteeing the rest of magic works very well. Also, storms rage across the mana wastes, magical storms that come. And the people of AlkenStar have created what they call bronze time, where the storms are absent and it's safe to work. And also, one other little thing to note is just over the falls is a natural wild magic occurrence called a wellspring. But we'll touch on all these a little later. For right now, the scene comes down on a saloon, of course. A certain saloon in the middle of Smokeside called the Barrel and Bullet. Here, our players, playing an assortment of interesting characters, have been lured by one Phoebe Dunsmith, a smooth-talking, gun-slinging proprietor who has promised to help the party get revenge on their mutual enemies. With the help of Dunsmith, hopefully the characters will meet and finally take their revenge against one Ambrose Mugland and Angelique, Shield Marshal Angelique Lovelace. We shall see. The saloon itself is lively, and in one corner, amongst a backdrop of cardboard cutout pieces representing the mana wastes, an orc and a dwarf face off.
Draw.
A crack of thunder fills the air. The smoking gun, held by a powerfully built orc wearing leather chaps, vest, and a shiny sheriff's badge, holds everyone's attention at the bar. The orc slowly lowers his firearm, stowing it back in its holster. He carefully and deliberately walks up to a bloody dwarf, surveying his handiwork. Doffing his hat, he says,
I'm sorry it had to go down this way, brother. You picked the wrong side, and that I can't abide.
He lingers for a moment, nodding his head, holding his hat over his heart. And then the entire saloon erupts in applause. The pianist begins to play, and the orc bows deeply, then helps the dwarf to his feet, who also bows to the attention of attending patrons. The two walk to the bar, arm in arm. Standing at the bar, as the two men approach, we see one proprietor, Miss Phoebe Dunsmith herself. A tan-skinned, long, thick black dreadlock-wearing, dwarven, bearded, clasped-haired beauty of considerable smile, smooth talk, and girth. I would say, if you had to picture this for the podcasting audience at home, go with Dolly Parton, of all people. That smile and those shining little beady eyes are unmistakable mixed into this dwarf. And maybe a dash of our voodoo goddess from one of the later Pirates of the Caribbean movies. Thank you all for attending. The female dwarf stands atop of the bar, addressing the patrons in a loud voice. Whiskey is only 2 silver for the next hour, and that includes top shelf. Come back next week for the conclusion of Hearts at High Noon and our after party. Now enjoy yourselves. The dwarven woman, Phoebe Dunsmith, hops off the bar onto a sawdust-colored floor and heads to a back room, where a round table and private bar await. She enters the room, closes the door behind her, and scans its patrons. 5 people sit waiting in eager anticipation. She props one foot up on the stool, leans forward, and casts a suspicious eye around the room. Now that the show is over, let's talk business. I brought you all here because we share some common enemies. With your help, I can make them pay and get you rich in the process. But first, I want you to tell me why you deserve a job that could pay your weight in gold. Please welcome to the show a late bloomer in the Monster Interrupted podcast, a podcaster himself, but this will be his second actual play podcast under Mongers, Mr. Joeseph Davis. Joseph, would you please describe your character?
Well, I'm playing Atticus B. Smokefur, a catfolk inventor of some boisterous personality who enjoys a good drink, a good duster, and a good gun, and a little bit of revenge as a treat. Big, fluffy fur popping out of every piece of clothing he's got. That's relatively ill-fitting because it was probably not designed for a catfolk in this region.
All right. And what do you have to say?
Well, ma'am, I can't rightly get the vengeance I need on old Mugland and that copper without, the copper to rub together.
Well, that's why I'm here, ain't it? Fair enough. She turns to our next patron. Please welcome back, also a late bloomer and audition winner, Mr. Andrew Malburg from the Monster Interrupted Abomination Vaults podcast. Andrew, would you please describe your character and tell us what you have to say to her statement?
Hi, I'm playing Sundamar Yesfield. He's a 5'8" elf. He has normally brown eyes with tan skin that slightly shimmers, leather armor and well-worn boots, and various weapons. Well, I'd like to get back at Loveless, so taking some money from him would be all the better, in my opinion.
Damn right. Shifting gaze. Our dwarf spies a diminutive halfling woman. Some sort of quiet communication passes between them. As woman to woman, they look eye to eye. And what about you, Missy? Please welcome Samantha Curl, returning from her short cameo in Monster Interrupted, and up and coming, you'll see her in season 5 of our Star Wars podcast we shot first. Samantha Curl.
Thank you.
Who are you playing today?
So I am playing Carissa Amberheart, a halfling. She's got amber spectacles that kind of perch on the end of her nose, a dark brown wide brim hat. Her reddish brown hair kind of seems to almost dance, almost like a fire. And as for why she feels that she needs this job, well, Deputy Loveless stabbed me in the back. Now it's my turn to get my revenge.
Noting the halfling's direct but vague overtures, a curt nod, and then turning and then tilting her head down low to a human gentleman directly across from her, hiding under his hat and his tall collar. Please welcome back from many cameos in our works and one of the stars of Abomination Vaults, the Monster Interrupted podcast, Mr. Corey Chaison. Corey, would you describe the fellow in front of her?
The fellow in front of her stands about 5'10", wearing a long duster, your standard cowboy boots with spurs, dark brown hat, bearded face. That is it. That is all.
Okay. Strong, silent type, huh? Noting that you just sort of tilt your head up enough just to meet her gaze. Burning eyes say it all. Very well. I don't have to know everybody's business. Next, we have a gnome. Welcome back, Matthew Spiegler, also from the Monster Interrupted podcast. Yes, I recycled the crew. What of it?
I'm kind of just standing on the bench beside using the table as like a armrest. I'm like, I look like your regular gnome, white beard, pointy hat.
The big
And,
aerial eyebrows, right?
Yeah, and then I got the just kind of like regular looking robes with some like baubles and stuff hanging off of me.
Okay.
Tool belt.
I'm gonna ask a very sensitive question. Okay, and if you want to answer, you can. This is very personal to a gnome, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, you can leave it, or you can decide that maybe your gnome doesn't want to talk about. But have you lost your focus? Have you turned pale white with your hair and become what they call bleached?
I think so.
You think so? Okay. So, you'll find this gnome possibly less happy. A little bit more, I wouldn't say driven, but certainly crankier. And his eyes aren't as sparkly as your regular gnome.
I don't know what you think I got in common with the rest of these folks, but I think what you're telling me here is we're gonna get a job.
You don't have a grudge against Mugland?
There's one or two things I'd like to do to that son of a bitch.
All right. Well then. Here's the game. Ambrose Muglin has a decent portion of his funds invested in an old bank called the Gold Tank Reserve. It's a rundown temple of Adabar in the Ironside Quarter. You know, the part that's been walled up all these years because of the mutant invasion. Well, I guess we don't necessarily have an official slums, and there are still some mutant activity there, but people that want to do the underside of business definitely can go there. And since Ambrose is a slippery son of a gun, you know that if he can get something like a bank or his own personal tank reserve back on his feet to do business with some of the underworld, he will. And we're going to hit it. I happen to know that all the ranchers and crooked politicians he's in bed with have a sizable investment in that vault. And they've sent half of their clockwork handler guards out for maintenance tomorrow and won't have them back until late tomorrow afternoon. This is our chance to hit Muglin where it hurts. Now all you have to do is bust up a few clockworks remaining. Get the keys from...
I got a question there. Just how many of these clockworks going to be in the bank?
I reckon less than half a dozen.
I think we can handle that.
Now, if you do manage to get the vault key from the bank manager and fill a sack with gold, once you're done inside the bank, you need to run out the back.
Why is that?
It's your best escape route, but we'll touch on that in a moment.
Says who?
Now, turns to the girl. Now he talks. Now I can't get him to shut up. Now listen, Muglin's got a few crooked shield marshals on his payroll, including that damn bastard Deputy Lovelace. She and her goons are sure to be hot on your tail, but don't fight them. They'll gun you down in a second if you give them the chance. Just at that point, run away, and they'll look like fools for not catching you. Nothing's sure to fry the deputy's egg like crooks she can't catch. Trust me on this. You can lose them in the whaling scrapyard just west of the reserve. And there's a sewer entrance somewhere within the scrapyard. From there, it's a straight shot back to this here saloon, where you'll be safe. Now, y'all got any questions?
So it's called the Whalen Scrapyard. What's so whaling about it?
Well, you could say it's a little bit haunted.
Oh, a haint?
But she shrugs, throws back a little bit of whiskey that's on the table.
What about this so-called bank? Is there going to be any innocent customers there?
Well, when it comes to Muglin's business, nobody's innocent, honey. That said, it's best not to go killing anybody or trying to take hostages. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't mind taking his investors down a notch or two, but I can't abide working with a crew of marauders as wicked as the devil himself, she says, and gives you guys a very serious glare one at a time to make sure that you're on the same page. You feel me? Looking at the gnome.
Hey, listen, I've never met these people in my life, but looking at this this guy in the hat over here, with the duster, and the cat with the duster, I think we got a good chance.
You're the only person in this room that's not wearing a hat besides her.
Yeah, I got a pointy hat,
All right.
like a gnome hat.
All right. What about you, handsome? Look at the pale elf. You look like you just burst and tell me something. Or ask me something. She says and kind of looks, gives you a wink and a smile like, ask me something private if you want.
Say we pull this off. What's the next part of your so-called plan to take down Mugland and Loveless? That's what I want to know.
Well, first I'll have you know, it'll let me know if I can trust you. Let's just do this job and then we'll get to the next. But I can tell you, the money you're going to get will be fair, solid, and the cut that I need will fund an even bigger blow to those two bastards.
I'm rightly offended. Do you think this kitty cat is untrustworthy?
Action speaks louder than words, kitty cat. Now, my associates have pointed me to you, and I've brought you here. But we do this job, not only will it build your trust with me, it'll build your trust with each other.
And are you sure, are we the only ones in Smokeside that know about this?
That know about the bank or know about what we're doing?
About the plan. Are we your only crew, or are you trying to send other people that we're going to have to possibly worry about?
Sugar? You think I would bumble this up by having some backup crew shadow you or trip you up? No, we have one shot at this. Now, you do have this evening if you want to recon or scope things up or come up with some kind of plan and go at it half coughed, half tired in the morning, or you can get your rest and just stick him up like everybody else. My intel is good. Like I said, half of those, shall we say, gentle clockwork souls, right? Collateral damage, as it were, if it happens, well, that'll certainly take him down a peg, but there'll be a lot less of them to deal with. You do not want to be mobbed by those rickety sons of bitches either. Less than 6, like I said. Guaranteed.
Well, I say we go put a hairball for this man to step on later in life.
Actually, it might interest you, inventor, that the Bale Crick model C47, they function well enough, and I wouldn't expect, like most models out in the field, to be wearing those soft gloves so that when they apprehend or smack someone, they only do less than a bruise. Muglin's probably got them all steel-handed and ready to smack you all about while they're trying to tie you up with their coils.
I ain't never met a construct I didn't like to peel apart like so much rope and soft materials.
Now, you will have a couple options. If you decide to go through the front door, great. If you can get a key from one of the staff, you could maybe even go in the back, day or night. There's an employee entrance in the alley that connects to the junkyard as well, though I'm assuming that's how you'll get out again and make your escape. I can also tell you this. It may seem more dangerous during the day, but the vault will be locked up, and those clockwork machines, I know they'll be out tomorrow, but they may not be out tonight. So less civilians, but more hassle. Choice is yours.
Did you mention that is haunted?
He shrugs, just throws back more whiskey. I'm surprised you're not all asking me the most pertinent question at all.
I believe our mysterious friend did try to ask you.
What's our cut?
There it is. I knew I liked you. Looks at the halfling, a man that knows when to speak and when to shut up when he's told, right? Well, darling, 10% each. I keep the rest to cover costs and funds the next page in our plan to take down Muglin. But trust me, 10% of a lot of gold will still keep you right for quite some time.
15.
There's the door, sugar. Whiskey's on me.
I don't think you understand how this works. You asking us to do something for you? We're going to risk our lives. I don't see you risking yours.
I'm risking my reputation. I'm risking Muglin and all his thugs coming to his door if you betray me and run me out of business and cost me my life, the honor of the dwarves. And someone's got to mastermind this and fund it. Trust me, 10% doesn't sound like much. And she kind of shows you like 10% of a bottle, right? And then she points outside as if to motion like an entire bar full of bottles. If the hall's big enough, 10%'s plenty. And let me show you why. Here's a few things you might be able to use. She pulls out a pouch and tells you that this is a magical bag that will hold a lot of gold and weigh no more than a sack of potatoes. If you actually tried to clear out that vault on your own, it'd slow you down. Imagine how much money that is. Also, she starts pulling out hats, one for each of you. These hats have an enchantment on them, and as an item, they still will work in smoke side. They'll help you disguise yourselves. We don't want your faces being seen and everyone tracing back here, where I stand to lose a lot more than you. Now, how about you just mull it over? Give me your answer in a couple hours. Don't you worry, this room is soundproof. Anything said in this room stays in this room. I'll let you work this out amongst yourselves. Enjoy the whiskey and the bar, because remember I said there's a private bar there. Excuse me, I'll get back to my patrons. And she leaves you guys, staring at each other and all that booze. What do you guys want to do?
Well, I cannot afford a nice drink from this lovely bar at the moment, so I'm going to take advantage of this free open bar.
Okay.
So I'm going to get up, walk over, and pour myself 2 doubles and sit back down.
Okay. Is anyone indulging themselves this evening? Now, we do have a job to do, recon included, or if you guys just want to make plans here and head on, that's good.
Any of you ever met this Phoebe before? Is she good for a wood?
I ain't never met a dwarf I couldn't trust.
I've heard about her. From what I've heard, we can trust her.
It's good to know.
My biggest issue is those clockwork handlers. I think we should go when she told us to.
I am amenable to that idea.
From a game mechanic, it will take you guys roughly 2 hours to complete any task that might help you with this heist, but you only have 12 hours starting right now when she left the room. So, even there's this 1 hour of you guys chatting and drinking, or less or more, until the bank opens the next morning, and you know that it's going to be clockwork free. There's the street, the bank to case. There's finding out about the temple. There's running around, collecting, using diplomacy checks to garner information. She hinted that you might be able to get a key off of a staff member that's not currently in the bank. Warned you how, a vault is locked down during the night, and there might be a lot of clockwork running around if you guys want to do the midnight prowler approach, or, go in there guns a-blazing and just scare some locals and get the tellers that have everything open, including the vault. And all you got to deal with staff and bank managers, hopefully. Might be a smoother run. How would you guys like to spend your time? Pecking order? Demanding your 15%? Or, run off in pairs, run off in solo? Whatever you guys want to do.
Well, I, for one, am going to go ahead and accept this proposal, even if others ain't doing it. I ain't got 2 coins to rub together at the moment, so an extra 1 would even be beneficial for me at the moment.
Have any of you ever robbed a bank before?
Can't
No.
say that I have.
Neither have I, so at least we're all in this together.
Can't say it'd be too difficult, right? You just threaten people and then you get a bag full of money and you only shoot if you need to.
Preferably no shooting.
Preferably. That's why I said need.
We could use these hats of disguise and possibly go in as one of the bank tellers or something. Or maybe some rich person that has a deposit box back there that we could gain access to the vault just by them letting us in there.
You got account number, son?
Where can we find some of that information?
It is plausible if you guys want to sacrifice a single member of your party to stake out the bank, but it's probably closed right now. Like I said, it's in the evening. So you guys would have to do some I mean, it's possible. You know, it would be a decent DC of gather information if you guys could find a pigeon, as it were.
I'll do it.
Okay.
That works for me.
What about that key she was talking about? Maybe we should spend a couple hours trying to get that.
I mean, couldn't hurt either. They're all asleep at home right now, right? Do we know of any of the bank workers?
Well, it's not the middle of the night.
Oh,
What do you do when you get off work? You do this. You go to a bar, you drink, or you go home and have dinner with your wife, you know.
Yeah, I think I'm going to take a look around and see if I can overhear anybody talking about working at the bank or something. Maybe one of them is here having a drink.
Okay. A little bit more likely if you actually go to the area and look for Saloon closer, because like I said, it's a bit of a bit of a jaunt. Yeah.
Okay, I thought we were like kind of close. Yeah,
Well,
I was trying to look on the map where it is.
Well, speaking of said map, if I pull this up, okay.
Where is the Wayland scrapyard?
The Barrel and Bullet Saloon you'll see on this map is like pretty much dead center of the city. It is on Smoke Side, and it's if you see where there's the two bridges that are tight together.
Yep.
Just north and to your right, you'll see it marked Barrel and Bullet Saloon. Okay.
Yep.
You go 4 city blocks to get to a huge lake of water. Through it, and then beyond that, there's the Ironside Quarter, the region that she said was once, mutants came over the wall and they just decided to build a new wall, sacrifice it. Now time's gone by and they've retook a bunch of it, but it's a very nasty, dangerous place, and it's a great place for, ne'er-do-wells like Muglin to do business or whatever in buildings they can secure. So if you guys go near the wall, businesses out there, or maybe inside court itself, have someone case the bank, and then you've got our Bleach Gnome looking for information about bank employees. You also asked about the Whaling Scrapyard, or like her idea of like the route back. You guys can also, you'll have the option to inquire about about places. She said go this way and find out more about what the escape route, right?
I was going to say,
Heist,
like,
yeah.
One of us could go check out the Wayland scrapyard and see.
Okay. So there's the idea of casing the bank itself. There's the idea of an employee. There's an idea about running around finding everything about the scrapyard. Right? Then there's your own idea about find yourself what I was calling a pigeon, like, finding a decent mark. I mean, that would be jumping 0 to gold right away. So, probably worth a little bit of the time.
Well, I, for one, don't mind checking out the area around it, looking what information I can about the Ironsides. Good to know the region in case we got a change of plans.
Okay. So you guys are willing to spend roughly the next let's say you guys spend about half an hour to an hour making all these plans. You guys head out. And before it gets too late in the evening, before this sort of window closes where it's really late and the mosses come out, or it's too late, people go home, you guys split up. Okay, so if Gauze heads off to find himself a rich pigeon, and you guys are going to I'm assuming you're either going to meet back here or you're going to meet at the bank itself, like in the general area, first thing in the morning. and reveal each information, or are you guys going to like try and run off, find everything you can, come back, and then this is what I found out and finish the plan, right? I will tell you this. Something very cool that you don't see in a heist movie is they spend weeks planning. This has been kind of dumped on you guys. The more precautions you take, the better your advantage. You learn more about the area. You learn little tricks instead of just doing it raw and blind. But you guys spend 4 hours doing this. You're all going to be fatigued in the morning and be fatigued for the entire encounter. If you guys are up all night trying to get every last piece of information wring out every advantage you can, you'll be exhausted, and you'll have the exhausted condition penalties for this heist. So there is a balance. They give, but it's going to cost you, you know.
Well, I'll go start scouting around and meet y'all back here at the saloon.
Okay. Gauze is giving me the thumbs up, so Corey's off. Goes find himself a pigeon. Kitty Cat is casing the bank. Our gnome was interested in finding an employee, or was more interested in the scrapyard, like the route?
Finding an employee. I was gonna go.
Okay.
It's still the night?
Oh yeah, like we're like half an hour to an hour in assigning tasks, and you guys have your, you know.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna go to like a closest pub to the bank.
Yeah. See if you do a little bit of a bar crawl. Okay. That leaves our Lady Halfling and Mysterious Elf. Are either one of you interested in asking around about the Wailing Scrapyard, or do you have something else you'd like to do?
I'll ask around about the scrapyard.
Okay.
I can physically go there and take a look at the scrapyard.
Okay. So, can I have in the tower some secret checks? Instead of me doing them, I'll let you guys do your own secret checks, but you won't see them. They'll be revealed to me, not you. I would like, starting with our inventor, perception, thievery, or does anyone have AlkenStar lore? Because if you have AlkenStar lore, you can use it. And I'll take perception, thievery, or AlkenStar lore from our inventor to case the bank. I will take diplomacy for the gather information part of that skill from our gnome as you run around bar hopping trying to find and color your way up to a bank teller. Asking about the scrapyard as well. Diplomacy check using the gather information option. Just to note, guys, just because you came up with this idea, I would recommend maybe a shift in the cast, like just because you came up with the idea to do something, if you don't, I asked for diplomacy, let's say, from our gnome, if you're not trained diplomacy, you might just better off asking someone that is and, you know, send them, because untrained skills, you get some very flat results. So, Benzo, are you trained diplomacy? Yeah? Okay.
Yes.
All right. And you guys have all given me the skills I want so far. We've got thievery from Smokefur. We've got perception from Yesfield. We've got diplomacy from Carissa. We've got Benzo Glowfingers with more diplomacy. And Gauze has gone to find himself a pigeon. Can I have perception from Gauze, please?
Oh, 1 second. My apologies.
In the tower for a secret roll.
Yep, in the tower.
Tower. Perception.
So, being nice, okay, you guys were brought together, have spoken like it's a business arrangement, haven't really given full names or backgrounds or anything. We're just running off descriptions. So I'm trying hard not to use, like I was saying, Spiegler this or Corey that, ladies and gentlemen, it's because they've decided maybe not to give their full names at this moment. If you guys want to start using nicknames or whatever. If you want to call yourself Mr. Pink, I will dock you a hero point on the spot and you'll start the game with nothing. Sorry.
That's not very nice.
Don't go for the obvious low-hanging fruit, man. we're competing against several other podcasts now. I'd like you guys to, we'll try to be original with this. Try to provide the entertainment that just isn't your regular Outlaw. So, 2 hours of 12. Let's cap the first half an hour of drinking and plotting and that kind of thing. You guys are 3 hours in and have learned very little. Would you guys like to continue your stakeouts and continue staying out for another 2 hours? As I said, that will bring you to the 4-hour mark, and anyone that stays out another 2 hours, you will start tomorrow fatigued. 8 hours will get you exhausted. But it's up to you if you think the information, the more you know, the smoother the job goes versus some penalties. So
I'll take it.
Yeah? Staying out there? Okay. Smoke Fur.
Yeah, I'll hazard one more little looky-loo.
Okay. The rest of you guys all give me the nod there. Could you repeat your roles, please?
Yeah, I'm just in one of the bars talking to the bartender. Be like,
yeah.
Hey, how's it going, man? You know that bank down the street, looking for so and so, blah blah blah, and then diplomacy check.
You looking for so and so?
I'm so and so.
What's his name again? Yeah. He's like, I'm not following you. That was your first crappy roll. Maybe you want to reword your question a little bit more generically, since you're looking for a staff member of the Gold Tank Reserve Bank. And they throw you out.
Yeah.
We don't serve your kind here. Next tavern, next saloon.
All right, back to the barrel and bullet saloon.
Oh, no. Sorry, did you want to do the other 2 hours? Try again?
Yeah, I just did another roll.
Okay, well...
What did I get?
Because you role-played so flatly, we'll say that was your first crappy roll, and on to your next, giving you another chance.
Man, he's bleaching. Take it easy.
I know.
It's a hard time for gnomes.
It's a hard time. I don't want any trouble. Thinks he's contagious.
I didn't want to take up all the airtime. There's other characters.
No. I appreciate the little role play behind the roll. It was good.
All right.
It just, when you choked at the end, so and so, I just laughing my ass off. So it's like, little nudge. You case a couple places, and one of the proprietors at one of these places points out a teller named Breen. They're currently brooding, funny enough, back at the barrel and bullet. So you retrace your steps to where you would have started. So I will be kind, okay? They hint that, and I strongly hinted that you should go there. Glowfingers literally said, I go out to the tap room, I look for a guy. Okay? So you spend 2 hours in the tap room, you find nothing. You go off, into the adventure, you find nothing. You come back, and still inside that 4-hour window, right? The proprietor, Dunsmith, says, oh, there you are. Come over here, sweetheart, right? He just came in. Probably sneaking out of a wife. The bank closed a while ago, but I bet slipping out in the middle of the night for a drink. Teller named Bryn right over there. That surly-looking fellow that's brooding in the corner.
Yeah, I see him.
Yeah.
I walk up to Bryn.
Okay. So you have
down here.
I can say you have a couple options, or you can just wing it. All right. What do you want?
How's it going tonight? The beer's flowing good?
Yeah, it's doing all right. They should have picked me, Frickin' Floyd.
Yeah, fuck Floyd. That guy's a piece of shit.
He telling me. I've been working there for, a while. I should got a promotion. Not Floyd. Just because he's so-and-so's friend and such's friend. He starts speaking your language. Just because he knows so-and-so. And he's related to such and such.
If it were up to me, you'd be running the place, man.
Are you one of our clients? You don't look familiar. You don't look so good, man. You look kind of pale.
I go to the other bank down the street, but I've been thinking about coming there for a while now.
Hey, you know what? If I could bring in some new blood, I may have... Well, it might be better for future promotion. All right. Anyway, can I have a diplomacy check? That sounds like you're trying to make an impression on him. So, what's your angle? You're trying to get keys off this guy, some intel. How would you ply this disgruntled employee? He sits you down. Get yourself a drink. Hey! Even, he's having what I'm having. Sharing my suffering, brother. Buys you beer. And then he talks your ear off. He's very upset. I should quit. Screw those guys. He's just... Right? No, you know what? I'd take you there, but you don't want to put your money in there, man. No, forget them. I should quit.
You don't need to quit, man. You got a good thing going there. You're gonna get promoted in no time. You just wait. In the meantime, though, how are you getting home tonight?
Just slaps his thigh. Left and righty.
Well, I don't like letting my friends walk around in the streets alone, and I know a thing or two about fixing people up, so I wouldn't mind walking you home if you need it.
That's fine, you friend. Okay. I'm kind of out of money anyway. He's looking at the bottom of his empty glass. Let's go. So we go stumbling out in the street, and he's like, left, 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 right. AlkenStar, deep in the heart of Manaways.
Smoke's bringing me down.
The smog at night is thick but light. Deep in the heart of AlkenStar. No one gets that? Okay. So you walk this guy home.
Don't do that.
Sorry.
You have a great night. What'd you say your name was again? Oh yeah, Bryn. Good meeting you, Bryn.
Yeah, Bryn. What's your name again, little guy? You look like a Floyd to me. He looks suspicious and backs up.
Yeah, no, I'm Floyd. Get back. Nah, I'm just kidding. You call me Zozo.
Zozo. Okay, Zolan.
All right, night, buddy. And then I just write down where his address is.
Okay. So you have a couple options here. Deception to lie. Why you'd want to just tell him about the keys, get him off him, tell him the truth, and convince him. You could stick it to the man by giving me your keys and that kind of thing. You could coerce him with intimidating. You could straight up steal them, or you could write down his address and have somebody else come back and do it for you later, which is funny. I like that.
That's yeah.
I don't do your own dirty work. He just lays the groundwork. All right. Meanwhile, across...
Not trained in thievery.
No, that's fine. Yeah, we get the right guy for it. No, that's okay. It kind of led with it. It's good. Meanwhile, being as stealthy as a cat in the night, one Mr. Smokefur is slipping about, casing the bank itself. And you learn in your 4 hours there several things, Mr. Smokefur. First of all, the Gold Tank Reserve is in a quiet neighborhood where at least half the buildings are abandoned, which means any kind of ruckus at the bank is actually unlikely to at least immediately draw attention of the Shield Marshals or other outside interlopers. Now, you learn that Loveless is corrupt and on Muglin's payroll. So, and... Phoebe seems she might be in the area, you know what I mean? So you got to be careful if she does show up. But as far as whistleblowing and guards and all kinds of people walking by, it's a pretty good setup. It's pretty out of the way and quiet. The bank itself is in an old temple of Adabar. Do you have religion?
I do, actually.
Okay.
As a practiced practitioner of the clockwork lady herself.
All right. Pretty much going to ask for everything in the tower, guys, unless I ask for an open roll.
I just rolled my religion.
Okay.
Hopefully, it's not garbage.
I gotta say, you guys started off cold, but the rolls have gotten way better all of a sudden. Tilted on the axis in the middle of the night. The bank inside is in an old temple of Adabar. The outer walls are solid-looking stonework, and the dome ceiling of the main chamber is only slightly cracked. Each entrance has a new wooden door, but basically simple locks. The back alley, as you scoot around the back, features an overgrown yard that may have once housed vegetable garden or something, but is now a little more than overgrown weeds and accumulation of dried leaves. Any activity in this leaf-strewn yard is likely to draw attention. There is a pathway that leads to a side door that says staff only. You note that the door is also locked with a basic simple lock. Peeking in, finally getting a vantage point, tall building, or just walking by and doing that one, the guy in the heist movie takes everything in at a glance. The clock handlers themselves, the clockwork handlers, their head is a bullseye lantern lamp. And they go around unshuttering themselves and put light on something that they themselves wish to see or illuminate better. And you see, it almost looks like periodic flashlights going on and off through the windows. They look to sort of just mull around, stop at various locations. They open the shutter on their ever-burning torch and their lantern as heads. Then they slowly rotate their head in a complete circle before moving on. I hate to say it, but almost in a video game style.
Yeah, I was thinking like one of those stealth missions where you got a guard on a pattern.
Yeah.
Oh, those guys got to be worth so much.
Anyway, it's you're getting late. It's getting late. And I've been very generous with how much information I've given you guys because you've been such a good sport. This I'd literally jump to a movie reference after banning you guys from one.
I do a big stretch and start heading back to the tavern.
Okay. The Wailing Scrapyard. Our halfling lady. Spend 4 hours. You check waste disposal services, tinkers, junk shops around town, everyone that would deal with anything to do with said scrapyard. And you can learn quite a bit of information, or at least the following. The Wailing Scrapyard is actually home to the Nail Gobblers group of goblin scavengers who live off the junkyard's bounty of scrap and waste, and sometimes sell any good salvage they find to shops and tinkers in the area. You also learn that everyone does believe it's haunted, because a mournful wailing can be heard coming from that scrapyard at night, hence its ominous name. And a lot of people you talk to insists a hulking ghost made of scrap metal floats around the scrapyard when the moon is dark. You also learn, because you actually rolled very well, that there is a family of evil gnolls. Sorry. No, it's okay. He's not here. Glowfingers isn't with you. A family of evil gnolls called the Sludge Spines live in the Wailing Scrapyard. They basically are a carnivorous, cannibalistic gang that launch forays into the city and hunt for victims they use for foul purposes. And our elf is heading right into the middle of it. Do. However, lucky for Sundabar, he rolled so high with his perception, right? You get close, and sure enough, it's a dark moon. You hear wailing, and the dark silhouettes against the starlit sky. You see what seems to be some sort of scrap or fight breakout. In the middle of the evening, you see tons of goblins screeching, throwing all kinds of junk at each other, and then something enormous with a jackal silhouette head shows up and just starts laying waste to them.
Escape route my butt.
possibly not a good idea to go in there tonight. Luckily for you, it was near the perimeter, and you caught sight of this before just wandering around in the middle of it and getting caught up in that. But I was not opposed. A lower perception roll, just have you like do, middle scrapyard. You guys imagine doing the heist? Sunbar never came back, and then you guys like find his body the next day. Oh, that's what happened to him. He's trying to send us a message. This place is dangerous. We shouldn't linger. Thank you, Sunbar. And they leave his body. So, with all the easy things out of the way, I will ask for a perception check in the tower from Gauze. Because I think we skipped you. And I don't see it on the list here.
You should have it now, sir.
Okay. Skirting the outside wall of the Ironside Quarter, anyone that deals with this place has to take one of several routes, breach the wall, and head probably to Skyside, all the way across town. That would probably leave the bridges as your best choke point. If they're heading from Smokeside to Skyside, they could be up to all sorts of things. And you do see traffic, foot traffic, horses, carriages, everyone going about their skulky business at night as you stand post at one of the bridges. But as you wait, you yourself attract attention. And above you, in the framework of the bridge, you believe you hear something move, and you see a shadow quickly descend practically right on top of you. Doesn't hit the ground. The person reveals itself, its true nature to you. Its hat falling off and its coat flying open as it dangles upside down from the bridge, a mere 3 feet from your face. The visage you see will haunt you to this day, and suddenly it attacks. Blackout. Several hours later, in the middle of the night, you guys return to the Barrel and Bullet Saloon, eager to give each other names that are not colors and the information that you've gathered, and perhaps turn in, because you've all risked the fatigued already. You'll all start the heist with fatigue tomorrow, lest we not be exhausted. So the scene comes once again back down to the saloon. As last person to come back, we'll say is Gauze.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Benzo.
Or is it good morning?
Benzo, you found him wandering around the street outside the bar, outside the saloon.
Hey,
You were on
is
your
that
you were on your way
is that
back
the big
from
guy
Buddy?
from the table yesterday?
Yeah.
Hey, come on in here. Where you been, man? We've been waiting for you.
Grabs him by the arm, brings him straight inside to the back room.
What'd you say your name was again?
The name is Meramange Cosima. My friends, they call me Goss. But you are not my friend yet.
Okay. Meramange?
Meramange. Get it right.
Metamange.
He didn't talk much at the initial meeting. Literally had the bandana up on his chin, practically on his face, and talked through, muffled call or whatever. Didn't say much. But now, he seems pretty chatty as you take him by the arm, and you actually detect his Mwangi accent.
Hey, Puss in Boots and pointy ears over there. I found him walking around on the street over here.
Why am I reduced to the clothing I wear? That's so rude. I don't know if I want to share my information now. And it's dang useful.
I did nothing to offend you.
That's true. You did not. Neither did the elf. Nor
Who
did...
is it these people are? You make strange friends.
Well, I mean, you're our friend too, technically, if, you know, friends work together on heists. Oh, I'm so excited for this. My grandpa would be so upset.
You are not my friend yet.
Oh, fair. Fair. So are we just sharing everything we got? Then we can be all friendly like?
I want to know if Marimange remembers anything from last night.
It is still the same night.
Oh,
you meant 4 hours ago.
Earlier.
I'm sorry.
Sorry,
Yes,
five hours ago.
For some reason, I was thinking.
That's fine.
Do you remember how you got back here?
I remember many things. Sometimes I remember a lot. Sometimes I remember a little.
Close to the vest. Admirable way to go. I respect it.
I think we should share our information. We do need to get some sleep tonight.
Also seconded.
Okay.
Shall
we say over a round of drinks? Unless you guys want to critique what I told you and the audience knows, and you trust each other not to meta as they each listened, you guys can shorten and in your own words divulge only what you wish to. Or if you guys
saw a nice little door on the side. Could be a good way in or out. Back door is going to be hard to get around without getting noticed, though.
What is this back door?
Well, it's a door behind the building. As opposed to the front door, which of course is the preferred method of entry, if you ask me.
Did you see any of those clockwork buggers walking around the back doors?
Oh, heck yeah, I did. They are so valuable. If we can cram one of them bad boys after we take it down in the bag, I would be so happy. They got like lantern heads and they look around. Just in general, it's so cool. I love them so much. I want one.
Easy. We're not going to the Clockwork Center today to see the inventions. We're trying to rob the place. We don't need any of the machines.
It's not on the priority list.
Well, of course not. It's like if we could, would be ideal. That's all. That's all I'm saying. Y'all ain't no fun.
Take some parts with you. Strap yourself a 3PO to the back of your Wookiee, as it were, furry guy, and just run for it. This is my cut.
At that point, he's a mobile howitzer unit because he got my back.
Yeah, there you go, sir. You want to carry one of these things that you guys immobilize out of there? That's on you. You only have one bag of holding. You only need one guy to carry it. Everybody else can carry the droid. I mean, the clockwork. But so you guys share information. There is, I believe, a warning coming from our elf and a favor coming from our gnome. If I'm not
Did you
mistaken.
say gnolls?
Yeah, there's goblins, gnolls, something big that's fighting them. It looks pretty nasty getting out, but maybe we could use them against each other.
Them gnolls, man. You don't want to mess with gnolls.
Can I have a society check, guys? Sorry.
If we're doing this during the day, we might be okay.
Very true. All the more reason to do this during the day.
Yep.
What's the check again?
Society. And Sam's thinking what I'm thinking. If they're up fighting all night, maybe they're nocturnal. Maybe the middle day is, you guys should be good, hopefully, as long as you don't rouse anything. Like, I don't know, have marshals on your tail shooting you going, you stop, you thief, that kind of thing, right? So.
What is it you are up to here?
Remember the bank vault?
We're robbing Mugland because he's a piece of trash.
Well, this is true. He is somewhat garbage-like. I am thinking we should do this in the daytime.
I agree. Spectacle is always fun.
You're not going to get any buyers. You can't show off your fancy inventions, right, Smoke Fur?
Free advertising. That's what I say.
There you go.
Well, I came back here and ended up running into a guy that works at the bank named Bryn, and I got his address here, and we can go there just before daylight, possibly break in, steal his keys, something like that, or maybe use the hat of disguise ourselves as Bryn, and they will just let us in there. And I know Bryn hates Todd or something like that.
5 brains walking in there.
They won't know which one's the real brand.
No guarantee, Spiegler, but I might give you a hero point for every 10 names you purposely get wrong, just to throw the party off. He hates Todd. Okay.
Getting the key is ideal. It would allow us a flanking situation with one of them side doors I then there mentioned earlier.
Yeah, too bad he couldn't get the key.
I'm not very talented in picking pockets and such like that. I was wondering if one of you's.
I'm gonna slide on up to Benzo and just be like, so you're saying you need a cat burglar, son? Is that what you're saying?
Ooh, your fur is real soft.
Well, that's a little closer than I expected, but I do appreciate a very nice compliment. I have been told by many of folk I have luxurious fur. Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get your trick one of these days. That's pretty nice.
Oh, it's a conditioning routine. It takes a long time, and it's probably what has eaten through my leftover funds. However, if we are to go steal this key, then let's go steal this key.
I'm laughing because of the artwork. Joseph invested in an artist. He has a brilliant picture of, a cat-headed folk, cat duster chaps. I only see one place a 3-foot-tall dude could test the fur, and it's right over the belt buckle, just like, tucked under the shirt with the belly.
Slap.
Yeah.
Do not touch the belly. I don't know you that well.
Gotta buy you a drink
right.
first.
I hop on friggin' what is your name?
Oh, where are my manners? Grandpappy would be so upset. You may call me Atticus Bellamy Smokefur, or just Atticus to my friends. That works.
What a regal title. I'm sorry. I've been living in this city for too long. The accents are starting to rub off on me.
There are so many of them here.
Not necessarily a Western Southern. This is, all we serve all kinds here. All kinds.
Okay, so what is ultimately our plan here? Are we going to go steal this key and hit in the day, but also have the backup plan of flanking in the entry door on the side so we can, surprise?
Yeah, if we have the key, then what are we gonna do with it?
He said he found a staff-only door in an alley.
Oh, okay, yeah, staff only. Yeah, okay.
And I would imagine if there are any locked doors between any door and the vault itself, the staff key would be useful.
So I'm thinking one of our best options would be disguising ourselves with one of the disguise hats, a couple of us, create like some sort of distraction in the bank, and then the other one uses the key to go through the side door, and everybody else will be distracted at the front. Hopefully the person that gets in the back can just whip on through without any
I volunteer
setbacks.
as distraction team. I am very good at distractions.
Yeah, I prefer to stick to the shadows and be sneaky like.
That sounds good.
Did she say the vault is locked during the day?
It's unlocked usually.
Yeah, locked at night.
Unlocked during the day.
Your plan might hinge on that key. Did you guys want to secure the key first before you... you know what I mean?
Is there are we able to wake up while it's still night technically and take it, or can we just?
You guys can go now.
Go now and grab it and come back.
Yeah, like I said, if you guys got to hit the 8-hour mark, constantly doing these skills before you're exhausted, so you guys still have that breach of time where you've done 4. I'm gonna make you all fatigued, and doing a quick snatch and grab in the guy's house. If you guys all go mug this dude, I'll still wrap that up to you're not exhausted yet. No.
Hey, Smokefur, can I ride up top?
Yeah, what the hell? I'll crouch down, let him hop on my shoulders.
I'll point the way.
We're gonna freak the mighty this thing.
Okay.
Let's go.
We'll move quicker this way.
You guys know you have a rogue in your party, right?
I'm not with them.
Okay. I just like Drew went to great pains to make his character. And you guys are like, no.
While me and Smokefur are like goofily running, Sundamar is like sneaking behind us, and he's like, once we get there, he's gonna tell us to stop and go in.
I don't know, Drew. Like I said, you don't have to be with these people.
I'll go my own way. I won't follow them though.
Okay. Well, do you know where the guy lives? Like I said, they're following the gnome because only know where this dude lives, right? So
I'll follow behind.
There you go.
Far behind.
But you're gonna stick to the shadows so you don't look like you're associated with us.
Uh-huh.
I'd rather look like I'm mugging you.
Whoever's got the highest stealth and thievery training.
I, as a professional smuggler and inventor of small and large arms, am no slouch on the thievery and stealthery of society.
Yeah, he's at the front door. Candygram.
Candygram from Mongo.
That's exactly. See, now that's how you get a hero point. All right. So,
that's the place right there.
We'll make this a skill challenge. Okay. So whether you're using, first I want perception from the three of you. Call them out as they roll.
Oh, I put it.
We did it in the thing.
Oh, okay, that's fine. That's probably better anyway. Yeah, give me perception. Number 3, Bachelor number 3, Sunbar.
Oh, I already rolled it.
Okay. So who am I missing? Oh, I see it. Okay, sorry, didn't connect with me right away. Glowfingers leads you guys to a well-built but, humble abode, right? Not up to code. You have a door and you have a window around the front and the side, but there didn't seem to be any kind of like back door for fire escape and all those code things in the city, that kind of thing. So you have 2 entrances, maybe?
It's so run down. It reminds me of the orphanage.
How do you guys?
Sounds like you were living like a king.
Well, I mean, I didn't always live like a king, making explosives and selling them to the lowest common denominator.
How do you guys wish to proceed?
All right, so are we just gonna sneak in and get the key and then go? Are we gonna talk to this guy?
Do you guys want to like break into the window or break it through the door or just knock on the door and go, hey, You have an in. Like, he does know the gnome. If you guys want to do the con, go ahead. If you guys want to slip in.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna knock on the door. I'm gonna distract him.
There's also,
and while I'm talking to him,
so we can go in the window and
While we're talking to him, you can go grab the key. All right. Pointy ears. What's your names?
Whoa.
Hey. Just call me Sunny for my sunny disposition.
Look what you did to Smokefur. You got chops, buddy.
That's good. What are we doing to distract him? Are we good copping, bad copping? Are we just talking to him? What are we doing? What's the plan?
All right. Well, he really hates this coworker. He thinks he deserves the promotion.
Oh, okay.
And
all right. So
I'm gonna pretend. We're gonna pretend that
I'm a fixer that you hired to get this guy into trouble.
Yeah. Sonny, you want to give me some stealth and thievery? Like, well, they're making a plan right at this guy's front door, right? You go to the window. Dude is passed out, cold, completely unconscious on his bed. Stealth looks good. Thievery, okay.
And see, what we're gonna do is whenever he's like, "Wait, what about Bill? I didn't say nothing about Bill," and I'm like, "No, you asked him to hire me to put Bill in his place, and I'm gonna do it, or we're gonna report you to the shield marshals."
Oh, I've never heard a better story in my life. This is gonna be perfect.
Sonny, breaching the window. Okay, you see the guy passed out. He's thrown up all over the floor. His clothes are tossed about. It's basically a 2-room gig. There's like a bedroom, and the front room is sort of like bathroom, kitchen, living room all in one. And you can actually like see the front door, that kind of thing. Anyway, he's passed out, snoring really loud. You know, with your perception, you case the bedroom, right? Don't see anything. Slip into the front room, case it, and you find his keys in his coat.
And then when he's breaking down crying because we're threatening to report him to the authorities, what's going to happen is we're going to be like, all right, well, this is a holy intervention from Lady Bry, and you're going to be on the straight and narrow from here on, okay? Now, you ain't going to be asking for no cheating maneuvers working in the holy place of Abadar. I don't care if it's not ordained anymore. You ain't going to do it. That's unfair business practices.
Sonny comes through the front door and quietly closes it behind him and joins you guys at the end of your story.
And that, what
you
the
guys
heck?
talking about?
Well, we're coming up with a really gosh darn good plan.
Yeah, we were gonna distract him while you went and grabbed the keys.
I hold up the key. You mean this key?
Well, let's file that plan away for later use because it could be very valuable. You never know when you need to blackmail someone into their own guilt.
Sounded like you guys had a good handle on it.
I think it would have been a real banger.
Oh man, I was really looking forward to that. All right, let's just get back to the barrel.
You know, we should just, whatever like hideout we get in the future, if we're going to work together for a long time, we should just call it the barrel. That's a cool sounding place, like a gun barrel.
Right?
Ka-chow,
Right? I love
ka-chow.
it. I freaking love it. This guy.
You guys walk all the way back to the barrel, and the other two have gone home to sleep. Sonny even ditches halfway the barrels. Even Sonny ditches you, man. Dude needs rest. Here's your key.
When we get back to the barrel, I'm going to find the tallest shelf and crawl on top of it.
He's just asking for prejudiced remarks. Okay.
And then ain't happening.
It is
if
happening.
There's a shot. If there's a shot glass, I'm just going to carefully edge it towards the edge and just then lay down.
His cats are dicks. So you go back to the saloon, right? And it's still going. Like, it's late at night. The place is winding down, but you know there's still people sitting around drinking. Staff of flipped up chairs or whatever, and there's kind of maybe some regulars, some people that she trusts to like drink after hours, right? And you guys come to the door, and you come in. What's the gnome doing? Cat goes right for the shelf.
I got my own little pillow in the corner.
Okay. Couple hours later, you guys are rudely awakened by a dwarf. What are you guys doing sleeping here? I do have rooms for rent.
I ain't got much money for a room, so like I just figured I'd sleep here until someone told me not to. That's how I've operated for the last 6 days.
I'm telling you not to, and shouldn't you have something to do this morning? And she goes over and opens curtains and the bright, bright sunshine comes trailing on in.
Sonny, show her what we got.
He's not here, man. We're the only ones that came back here.
Wait, what? Where's Sonny? I thought he was here.
No, he went off to, I guess, like having a home or something.
Oh, look at them.
I know. Plain rude.
Luxury.
See, the benefit of being the size I am, I can basically sleep anywhere.
That's fair.
You can also be hoisted and tossed out a door like a bag of luggage or a sack of potatoes. Gentlemen, sometime later, with what little sleep you have, I'm going to bring you to the next map. Your comrades meet you here in the morning, refreshed as much as they can be on 4 hours sleep, and you all will be given the fatigued condition for staying up. Not all, but, half the night. So, describing what you guys see here, I'm just going to place... I have like my own sort of token to use, and I'm using... it was our dwarf, okay? I'm going to try to use it to show you not only the front, but what our friend here had described as... Oh, I can't move him. Haha, that's funny. What our friend had described as, the back way, because you had cased front and back. So can you guys see this now? No. I guess we can only see what's relative to the characters. Ooh, up. It's funny, this one's giving me so much trouble. The map. So, at the front of the bank, as stated, I've got several doors, wagon, a quiet, sleepy little street, as it were. And you got...
The streets reminded me of something.
What's that?
Right. I'm sleeping.
Will they drag you here asleep? This is the next day.
No. I'm just saying. I'm tired.
Oh, okay. So behold, across the street, the gold tank reserve. The stench of manure accentuates the aura of shabbiness in this part of AlkenStar. In accord with the rundown district, the gold tank reserve looms above like a starving behemoth. The bank was crafted from once gleaming stone, though dust and dirt now cake the domed glass roof. A pathway, carved of a stone slab, leads from the wooden boardwalk to stone steps of an elevated porch, not unlike a small stage. And I can show you guys this by just moving my guy in, because for some reason there you go. You guys seeing this?
No, I don't think so.
No?
Nope.
Okay, let me try.
You moved Corey.
There we go.
Now I can see stuff.
Yeah.
You moved. You did. You moved me,
Oh,
Jeff.
I moved the wrong mini.
It is lighting things up.
Yeah. There's my guy. There you go. Na-na-na. We'll just say he's a patron heading in. Pathway carved from stone slab, like a street stage facing the street. Impressions of giant keys etched into the walls on either side of entry lend the building on air a security and stability. Anyone wishes to drop me religion in the tower, they may do so for a little bit of extra info. The holy symbol of Adabar is a giant key that makes Microsoft noises.
The timing was really good.
That's the second time. That's why I'm mentioning it. So, gentlemen, the bank looms, okay? Around the back, you guys have to sort of leave this area and find like a long way around, but there is a back alley that hugs it up halfway up one side to said staff door and halfway up the other to the building. So it's a bit of an obstacle course to get around the back of this place, but it is plausible if you guys want to, send somebody there or give it a wait or whatever and split the party. It's fine by me. What do you guys want to do? There are two obvious clockwork handlers out front on patrol, standing either side of the entryway, not at the door, but all the way back at the building's edge.
Hey, so, were we doing the thing where we're going to be a distraction, and then Sonny just kind of goes in the side and stealthily start stealing things? Well, what's the plan here?
Yeah. We probably want to send like a lookout to go with Sonny with the key, so that when he goes inside, they can like cover his exit, or we all exiting through the same door.
The plan was to go out the back and then through the sewers.
Don't think we should separate too much.
I agree.
Okay, so those of us that are making the distraction, once we're done, like, we kind of work into the distraction. At the end of it, we leave back through the front door of the bank and meet up with the person who's coming out of the back.
When you do your distraction, you might want to get as close to the back as you can, just in case.
Just to go through. I think that's a good idea.
Through the back from inside the bank.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
Now, we just have to come up with what our costumes are going to be.
Oh, I got a plan.
So you guys walked here as yourselves. Now you're pulling out your magical hats, picking some
I did
random.
not.
I mean,
No, that's
very,
the thing. I don't.
very excited for Spiegler leaving the heist the wrong way twice. Can't wait for that to happen. But I must, as a DM, responsibly go. So you guys are standing on the street, cross there, going, "Okay, everybody, put on."
But
your...
that's what I mean. I don't remember us ever like saying we were going to go to the bank in the morning right away. Like,
no,
without putting our disguises
I
on.
magically DM'd, so you can assume that you guys are here in disguise until you, as a player, say, "Okay, guys," because you can actually alter time.
Yeah, no, like you said, like that talk we're having is almost like in the scenes of like movies where you're seeing them do it, but as they're talking about it in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Like every heist movie has.
Like every heist movie has.
Yeah. But you, do have to be careful what you say, because if you're literally in character in front of something going, "Okay, guys, we really should do this now," you're kind of bringing that cutscene time into the now. And that's why I just stood this out. Anyway, just having a little fun with Spiegler here. Okay, guys, so I'm assuming unless you really want to have something very important or just some rando or whatever, or something very specific about your disguise, we just have 5 cat folk lined up, right? No, nothing.
Well, Joe said he had an idea.
Everybody looks like Smurfer.
We should all be Paul Rudd.
President's masks.
Benzo is going to be Bryn.
Actually,
no. We should all be the talking gorillas from the freaking the animal kingdom that's trying to invade Alkenstar half the time.
Oh, yeah.
I want to be Cher.
Famous NPCs from the Book of Lore from Galorian, that type of thing. It's like, look, it's the Whispering Tyrant. You bank here? Oh, yes. Anyway.
This bank is tar baffin approved.
We actually probably all want to put the disguise hat on either way, even Sunny, so that even if we get seen, we don't know who we are.
She had one.
I think that was the plan.
She had one for each of you. Had a disguise while you do it.
Cool. All right, cool.
It's illusion, lets you change your appearance. Okay. However, if you guys were playing around with them last night, as Spiegler would like to backtrack, you guys do find that if someone interacts with you, they have a chance to disbelieve it. So you have a halfling, right? I'm a tall, luxurious woman in a dress. And they shove her by the shoulder, and the hand goes right through because she's only 3 feet tall. They're going to get a strong inkling that they're working with an illusion. So try not to touch people or let people touch you. This is the first thing you guys found out when everyone tried to be smoke fur last night. I wanted to feel fur.
I'm just gonna disguise my face, and have a bushy beard. So if anyone does touch my face, it will, you want to
look like a human or a cat folk with a beard?
A human.
Oh, okay.
I'll be like a dwarf instead of a halfling.
Sure.
Bald human with a beard.
Okay. Look at God. God does not understand this concept. Why are you doing this? I'm very handsome. I don't need to change.
Okay, so I want to be a dancing girl.
Okay.
With a long red flowing dress.
Sure.
with my axe, my great axe, sticking out of the back.
Well, you can
'Cause
make
I'm assuming we're-
you can make the axe look like that Vegas plumage if you want.
Let's do that.
So you pull it off and start smacking somebody around with it, right? And,
Let's do that.
All right. So
And I'm still gonna be a gnome, but I'm just gonna have like a butler sort of like tux with like the tails or whatever.
Nice.
And I'm gonna just kind of like
instead of like inconspicuous cowboys that look like ruffians, the bank here, Vegas has showed up. That's what I'm getting.
yeah, and Goss is gonna have like I'm gonna be like holding on to like his 2 fingers.
Oh, let's do it. Remember, Jeff, you let us do this.
Well, I think we know who's on the distraction team.
So did you guys muck around with these last night, or you just kind of like this morning, hey, look, I'm this, and put them on? And
I mucked around a little last night.
okay.
Yeah.
You quickly found out that they only last a minute, and it's once a day.
Yep.
So we played with them last night, and it burnt your 60 seconds of fame, showgirl.
Oh, well,
Burned out. Well, 1 minute is 60 rounds of combat, so it's kind of like,
it's only 10 rounds of combat.
Okay,
sorry, yeah, 10 rounds of combat.
that makes sense.
Yeah, so it's kind of like you guys head up to the bank and you put up your bandana and it's let's go. So it's like you guys have the hats on and you guys are across the street, and as soon as you kind of enter the frame, turn it on and head forward. But you guys were chatting,
Yep.
so
All right.
okay. And the
Y'all
hat
ready
doesn't.
to do
The hat,
this?
yeah.
Okay,
And start strolling across the street. Just be like, nod to the constructs. Gentlemen.
Okay. Now I will tell you, as you guys mucked last night, Dungan found you guys and says, "Hey, don't wreck those. I need them back."
Rude.
So
Whenever we're ready, are we just gonna go in causing havoc?
Yep. Sounds
Okay.
good to me.
Sounds fun. So I'll stroll in the front door with everyone and just shout at the top of my lungs, ladies, gentlemen, and gentle thems, I got a surprise for you all today. I'm gonna pull what appears to be a waffle iron from under my coat. And with the flick of the wrist, it pops, like it makes a bunch of clicking noises and is now a rifle. And I need everyone that has valuables to start pulling them and throwing them on the ground as I unload a round into the air.
Okay. I'm just opening up what you see here as far as the map goes.
Do we need to pull ourselves into the front room?
Yeah, I just opening the doors here and open the doors. Ta-da! Okay. Slide on in, guys.
yeah, you all heard the man. Show us all that shiny stuff.
So that's the distraction. It's you're gonna pretend to mug everybody. Well,
We're gonna rob the bank.
okay.
Yeah, we're gonna rob.
We're supposed
the
to
bank.
rob the vault. Just so we're clear. The plan was
And
rob the
The
vault.
distraction. The
Yeah.
distraction is a bank robbery, so the vault robbery goes smoothly.
Yeah, that's what I just asked you guys. Okay, so getting you guys. Let me just stick you guys inside the door here because the minis seem to be sticking. Okay. Smoke first, front and center. Gauze is backing them up. So you guys come in here and you see this. You see the line of tellers, as it were. I'll just be an innocent person in the corner. Nothing to see here. Okay, so entering the room, imagine immediately double doors, and you step in.
Turn around and lock the door after we go in
Okay,
as well.
you don't have the key.
Oh, it's not like a
No,
not
it's
like
a turnkey. Sorry.
Yeah.
You can close the door behind you politely. I mean, it's good manners. We are civilized here. Anyway,
Okay.
you guys step into the room and are immediately confronted by a line of people in the squares ahead of you. as there is a lineup going along that counter, which is sort of the wait counter, and then they'll come along around the corner of it and go to a free teller. There are 3 tellers, none of which at the moment are free. There are 3 people literally adjacent to you guys as you guys all bust into this place. There are a bunch of people to your left or to the east, sitting on tables and benches, lounging around, waiting for possibly backroom appointments or loans or something of that nature. And in comes Smoke Fur, puts himself together a gun. The gnome is locking the door. Surprise, surprise. What are you 3 doing?
Well, we're Benzo and I are hand in hand. Isn't that correct?
That was just to get through the door. Now we're...
Oh, are we all done then? Are we all done with this facade that we have going on here?
We got 60 rounds, right?
Oh, Dancing Girl's got a new accent. I like it.
10.
10 rounds.
10 rounds. Well, we better get going what we got going on. So
Sunny, yeah. Oh, yeah. Do we need... Or where are we in order? Because Sunny's the one that needs to get
Let me help you here,
moving.
guys. Let me give you a description, okay? Worn stone floors and threadbare furniture define the aesthetic of this establishment. A central wooden table crosses parallel to the doors, creating a barrier. That's the checkout line. Those waiting for a teller and a long wooden half wall bisecting this room to the north and the south. Iron bars stand atop of this half wall and reach nearly to the ceiling, ending in sharp points. That is your, the tellers. It's all bars as opposed to like windows. Sounds of business being carried out echo through this large chamber, which carries the dusty odor of decaying furniture. The southern half of the room consists of the teller stations and 2 wooden doors flanking a large metal vault door on 6-inch thick hinges. A single door in the hall allows passage between the 2 halves of the chamber. The double doors open to the north outside, while doors in the north and west are the wings. So you guys can see everything, but do you note the bottom left of the map? Right? At this point, it'll probably just be easier if I just open up some of the lighting here. So
it looks like there's a couple of doors over here. So listen, Sugar, we better go on down here and check it out.
Okay. So at the very beginning, since we kind of got our Smoke Fur in his reach for the sky bit, right? He comes in, puts his gun together. Well, that's what he will do. You guys come in. Gauze is trying to move off, but he wants to get the door. So starting the initiatives, you guys all go to your main page. And since you weren't using stealth or anything, you guys were, I guess deception. Yeah, give me a deception roll. You guys were deceiving them to be regular people. But you give me a deception roll.
In the tower, good sir?
No, just out with it, because it's about to become your immediate initiative. That's fine.
Ooh. I think I got the bad roll.
10.
I did not roll great.
Gauze, what'd you get?
I got a 5.
Okay. I'll give
done broke a heel.
Smoke Fur.
7.
Benzo.
19.
You get that door very politely, almost right away. Carissa.
10.
Are you okay there, Carissa? You look like you're having a little problem.
Sunny.
Perfectly fine.
Okay, so at the top of our initiative, we have everybody else, but they are just looking at you. Your 5 to 19 deceptions, for the moment, are pulling it off. I will say anyone that's rolled under 10, the 2 clockwork guards outside, right? They just kind of take a step and just track your movements. They just watch you go in. They don't follow you. They just step around the corner so they can see you go, look at the back of you, size you guys up, and you guys go in and, Gauze is about to close the doors. Inside, many eyes are upon us, but, of course, that's all going to be for naught in a moment as soon as Smoke Fur makes a statement. First in the initiative for the friendlies is Benzo, who closes the door. Single action. What else do you want to do, Ben?
Carissa Sugar, did you see them boys back there looking at my butt?
Benzo. Paging Benzo for combat.
I'm here.
Okay.
I just had to let Goss get out that beautiful line.
He's got it all out now. I'm sure he'll just make comments on his own turn. Just let him roll. He's good. He's been away for several weeks, so I just let Corey roll for a bit there. He's in it. He's in it. I think it's a new character. This is a real woman that he saw on the street, and this is going to be his backup character. This guy dies. Sorry, it's canon now, man. Benzo, 2 actions left. What do you want to do? On deck, we have Sonny. Get ready. Benzo, what do you want to do?
I want to open the door with the key.
Okay.
Can I open that door beside the tellers with the key?
Okay, you go try. So moving, what is your movement, sir? 5, 10, 15, 20, 30.
25.
Okay, so you need to double move to the door. So you'll find out next round. So Ben closes this door, runs off to try it. He scopes out that other door and he goes for it, right? Gonna try the key in a minute. And we have an assortment of others that are standing there watching you guys. Sonny, you are up. Carissa, get ready. You're on deck. Sonny, what do you want to do?
I think I'll just beat Benzo there.
Okay. 5, 10, 20.
My speed's 30, by the way.
True, but technically he went in initiative, so you're on his heels. So 5, 10, 20. You want to be adjacent, like 25, 30 kind of thing over here? Get as close to the door. He did beat you to the door, technically. That is funny, but he beat your initiative, so technically, yeah. As much fun as I'd love to, yeah. He's a quick little dude.
Yep, I think I'll just stay there.
Okay. Anyway. Sorry, did I say it was 30 to get there? 10, 20, 25, 30. Okay, so in a single move, you get next to the door. You have 2 actions left. You want to pull out your tools and give them a go? Or...
yeah, I'll try thievery.
Pick Benzo's pocket for the key? You mean this key? Like...
I'll just try to use it without the key and see if I can get anywhere.
Okay. Thievery. So to disable a device, it's 2 actions. So you're kind of like, let's stop you on this round going, okay, you get your stuff out and, excuse me, little man, you know, and we'll get back to you. Carissa, you're up. Smoke fur, get ready. You're on deck.
I'm just going to take a few steps off to the east.
Okay.
And pull my hand cannon to just emphasize Smoke Fur's statement.
Covering the crowd. So you move off to the east where everyone's sitting around and you're out in the middle. So you're the person that goes one side going, everybody get out, that kind of thing. Sure. Okay. So you guys roll in here. Bellamy hits the door and runs over to the staff door. Sonny on his heels. Carissa calmly walks to the lounge, pulls out a hand cannon. For those that don't know, there's a lovely scene in Pirates of the Caribbean where their diminutive-sized pirate has that little cannon that's on the rail of the boat, and he takes it off and walks around with it. It's basically a pipe bomb. Sorry, not pipe bomb, but it's basically any size tube, wick on the end, stuff crap in it, and let fly is a hand cannon.
A Battletech Gauss rifle.
Pretty much, yeah. No, that's good. That's a good one. And let's fly, and that's Carissa. Okay. Atticus Bellamy Smokefur comes in, and just for shall we say role play so we get the drop, as soon as he hits the door, he starts talking.
Yep.
Does his bit. Blah, 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 blah. And how many actions to pull all this out and assemble?
It is 1 to draw, 1 to transform it into its firing mode, and then 1 to fire.
Okay. So he walks in, starts talking, everyone scatters, does their thing, and this round you put it together and fire into the ceiling. I will immediately roll perception for the 2 dudes outside. Thanks for that. Now there is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. There's 40 feet between you and a solid door, which will give penalties. But then there's a course of, would you describe your gun and tell us what it is comparatively to the core book?
The base mechanic of it is a Harmona rifle, which is basically a Galarian equivalent of a elephant rifle, but designed to hunt very large birds similar to rocks. It is heavily modified, looks segmented with all sorts of weird gizmos, gadgets, and pointless pieces of metal poking out of it in various locations that are there for honestly stability purposes. But no one else knows that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Next, we have Gauze. His hair down. He checks his nails. He asks you how you're feeling.
Well, boys and girls, we are going to move right over here.
Killing me. All right. So
Now, listen here, ladies and gentlemen. This is how it's going to go down. We're going to take your money. We're going to take your baubles. So don't be fussing around. You can do it my way or you can do it my way. We're going to take all your money.
who has the bag of holding?
I figured we gave it to Sonny since Sonny was the one going to the vault.
Sure. If there's no objections, just so I know, Sonny, you all have a hat. One is really, really working it, obviously.
Had a terrible idea of like, oh, let me take off my hat to collect people's things. And I'm just like, nope.
That's funny. Whoops.
Now, Atticus, don't you be doing anything silly here now.
That's funny.
That's right.
Okay, so you do a move and you do a statement. So I'll get an intimidate check from, you can try at least give you some demoralization maybe.
Huh.
And if not,
Oh, I got 13.
Oh, I didn't know.
no, it's
I
okay.
don't know.
We'll go
Who's
with
doing the intimidation?
it was Gauze who had actions left, but you're free to.
My bad.
No, that's fine. You can keep the intimidation if you wish, and your gun isn't quite put together, and we'll finish that up beginning of next. No, okay.
I thought you were just asking me to roll.
Well, you did have the opening statement, but I was talking about Gauze. Gauze moves. Did you want, like, your statement want to intimidate? This is what you're all going to do, right? All right. Now I must remember really quickly before I forget to make sure everyone is fatigued one, because it will unfortunately affect our rolls.
I actually meant to remind you of that, and it slipped my mind. I apologize.
I wanted to. I thought I was so clever. It's like, I will quietly hide this, but I was so happily distracted by everyone's actions and role play. It's like, oh, this is going to be awesome. I can't wait to see how this goes down. All right, I believe everyone.
Well, I'm going to pull a little handkerchief out, and I'm just going to dab my face because it's hot in here. I'm so tired.
Yeah, Davis. Okay.
Say ooh wee.
And finally, round one ends. Round two. Clock's ticking with those hats, guys. So, bang. Let's start with someone who is not within your sight. And a little perception. Do I hear a shot go off? Bang. Meh.
It's AlkenStar.
Bank managers in the back. What the? Yeah, well, yeah, that could have been outside. We are in the slums, like we're outside, right? Gunshots all the time, right? That's not a bad point, like, who hears a gunshot in the street? Everybody, every day, every minute, on every hour.
As a Texan, frequently.
Yeah. Benzo. You're up. Pull out your key.
Yeah. Hey, Sonny, pass me that key. And I put it in, and it works.
How bad would it be if each of you thought the other had the key, cut to it being left at the barrel, just accidentally?
That would be my real life.
The close shot of focus of the side of Benzo, and then someone's playing with a hat, and Benzo just puts the key down and had it in his hand. Tight shot on the key as he walks over, going, "No, that's not what I look like." You got to do this with the hat. Still sitting there. Some janitor picks it up, puts it in the lost and found.
Sonny's like, "What key?"
What key? So there's 4 keys, actually. There's a key ring with 4 keys on it. And they all look important.
Throw the ring to the ground. Useless.
No. Action, try each key.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
no, it's
so
simple.
we're good. Right, so, anyway, took you all your movement and a door closing to get here. So, as an action, you pull out the keys. And there's 4 of them. Try the first key, right? I'm going to roll a d4 next to Spiegler.
No, I already pulled out the key as an action last turn.
No.
Or
you
the
didn't.
ring.
Two to get here, and you close the door, man. You said you wanted to pull the keys, but they never got out. You get a hand in your pocket. Sorry. You had to do a double move to get here, close the door. I know you wanted to, but it unfortunately didn't happen. You get your hands in your pocket, you're looking for loose change. There's the keys. Interaction. Pull them out. Roll me a d4. If it matches mine, it's the right key. One. No, it's not the right key. You're looking for a 2, buddy. So, first action, no key. Second action, not bad. He gets it on the second try. So at the end of his turn, he unlocks the door. The door is standing there closed, but unlocked. Good for you, Benzo. Success. Success. And you have 3 keys left to try in here, so yay. Right? Sounds good? Okay. Those 2 don't do anything. Oh, right. So, outside, somebody may or may not have heard a bang. 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 35. Do. Okay. Behind you, Smoke Fur, the door is open, and there's a clockwork handler in each door. And that's the end of their turn. Suddenly, several patrons pull, grab, make a club. They pull a weapon, they grab a weapon or whatever, and several patrons here all, proclaim they won't let you get away with this. And there are 4 new hostiles on the board. You find Clarissa completely surrounded. One in the corner to the north on her left, one directly in front of her to the east the way she's facing, one behind her over her shoulder at the front of the bank line, 3 people away from Smoke Fur, 2 clockwork are coming in the door. Anyway, these guys arm themselves and get ready. So now we've got the first guy, he gets up, he arms himself, and he takes a step forward towards Clarissa. He's done. This guy gets up, arms himself, takes a step forward to Clarissa. This guy arms himself, goes 1, 2, 3. Do you have attack of opportunity, sir?
No.
Okay. 4. Takes a move and then takes a swing at Smoke Fur. White collar criminal number 4. Good thing we don't have names or I'd be using crit cards. A swing and a miss.
Whew.
And last but not least, one of the guys at the teller in the center takes out a weapon or grabs something you can use as a club and goes 1, 2, and between the counter and the teller, that's the customer, he's kind of blocked from Gauze. So Gauze gets a +1 shield bonus, but he will... Oh, that's the wrong person. Ba-ba. He will take a swing at her regardless. And that's white collar number 1. Doop. I had these minis hiding under relative minis posing as well. We were real clients. We're not security. We're civilians going, you can't do that. Takes a swing at a lady. With a miss. Thank God they're civilians and not trained guards. Sonny, things are going sideways quickly. Click. You hear the gnome unlock the door. You're up. What do you want to do?
I guess I want to open the door.
Okay. Get your thieves tools out, taking a knee, you're ready to get in there, and he just starts wrangling keys in it. Okay, door's open. Move in. 5,
Yes.
10, 15, 20. Where do you want to go? Towards the vault?
Yeah, I want to go right next to the vault.
5:30. Okay, so 2 moves. You open the door. A second move gets you here. 5, 10, 15. The vault itself is open, right? I said I believe I had said.
Yes.
Okay. So allow me to reveal the vault itself. Unfortunately, a double move you can't see inside. So do you want to just move and peek? Do the move and peek, or I mean, I can give you a perception. You can kind of see sideways, but want a clear view, or just go in?
No, I'll stop and peek.
Okay.
If he's got 30-foot move range, then from the door to there, he can go all the way into the vault.
He can, but then he's out of action, so he doesn't get to perceive.
Oh,
He'll just walk in, right? If he wants to kind of do the around the corner peek. Anyway, because you're not on the door, which is open, you're technically only 1 square away. I'll be kind, since things are going badly for us, and I'll give it to you. Give me perception. This chamber is lined with steel on the walls and ceiling and floor. Steel cabinets line the walls themselves, each with 2 locks. In the center of the chamber is a steel table, welded to the ground, with an ornate steel chest the size of a burly dwarf on top. That is your target. A single outlet to the north has 2 doors, and an inner door with iron bars, and a massive outer door made of steel. And you are not alone. There are 2 clockwork guards standing inside the vault itself. And we will see you all next time on the All Guns, No Glory podcast, Pathfinder's Outlaws of AlkenStar. My name's GM Jeff Ball. Thank you all so much for listening and playing. Say goodnight, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.